everybody. Welcome in to Life with Annie. Grab some butter. I just melted a little bit of butter here. And good Monday morning. Yeah, got 30 minutes left here in South Carolina for it to be morning. All right, so see if anybody comes on here before I get started. So we're just going to make a simple pie for supper tonight. And I thought I'd go ahead and do it live and get it out of the way. So I think I've made this one on a video. I know I made it once because I had to go back and look up the recipe. But this is the crustless Magic Crust Custard Pie. Magic Crust Custard Pie. So you don't need a crust. It's going to kind of make somewhat of a little crust on the bottom with the flour that you're going to add to it. It is really good. So, and it's easy. So I thought I would whip up one of these to have with our supper tonight. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm seeing people coming on now. I'm not seeing comments, but that's okay. Hey, Sarah, I see your comment. Good morning to you and Pat. So I've got my little helper Thunder here. He's kind of walking around the kitchen, kind of seeing what's going on. And I went to the back of the house a while ago and he was in here. And I swear sometimes he'll moan and it sounds just like he's saying mama. I'm not kidding you. I've told Matt that a bazillion times. It sounds just like he's saying that. So I said, I'm coming, buddy. So he's going to be my little assistant off in the distance. And we're going to make this quick little pie. So what you need for it is you need 4 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, or as we call it here, plain flour. So you don't need any self-rising. You need the plain or all-purpose flour. 2 cups of milk, 1/4 of a cup of butter, which is a 1/2 stick melted, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, a pinch of salt, and you're going to bake this at 350 for 45 minutes. And so that's what we're going to do. So I've got my eggs over here. I went ahead and cracked all my eggs up, and I'm just going to put them down in my bowl. Oh, and the chick, I guess, laid the eggs. Love those cute little bowls and cups. And I'm just going to start whisking this together. Let me rinse my hand. I got a little egg yolk on my hand. All right, let's see. Good morning, Sherry and Carol. It's nice to have you here. Thank you. So I'm going to whisk these. These are some of the easiest desserts when you can just kind of get your ingredients out, dump them in one bowl, stir them up, pour them in a dish, and go for it. Enjoy them later. So that's what we're going to do today. Linda, good morning from Bluff City, Tennessee. Hope you have a great day. Well, you too, Linda. Thank you. We had a very busy weekend of chores, I guess you could say. Yesterday afternoon, we hadn't really cleaned off our back porch for this season because there's no point when the pollen just keeps coming. And I just was waiting for it to just be done. I think it's pretty much done here. And so I wanted to go inside the back porch. First I blew it out with the leaf blower, and then I got a bucket and I put some like pine sol or whatever, I can't remember what it was, some kind of cleaner, and fill that up. And I have one of those Dollar Tree mops, just a little rag mop, which I need to get another one because I used it out there. And I just kind of mopped, because it's a wooden porch, and I just kind of mopped it, and it smells so good out there, and just kind of threw some things away. And I had to wash down the table and the chairs and all that stuff, any cushions that were in there. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my 3/4 of a cup of sugar to my eggs, but I got a lot of that done. And Matt was out in the yard doing some things. He's kind of planting some things out in that back 40 feet. It's more than 40 feet, but I don't know. Yeah, it's more than 40 feet. But he's trying to plant some little things, that hopefully aren't going to be gotten by the deer. We don't have a lot of deer that come through. I've seen deer just a handful of times since we've lived here, but we've never had a problem with them, so hopefully they won't eat anything. He's seeing more of a problem with moles. Have y'all got any recommendations for moles? He said that he read somewhere that peppermint and cinnamon, so I said, hey, go in there and get some cinnamon and just go, you know, you can use that. I don't have any, I've got some peppermint flavoring. So, good morning, Martha, in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Taking you in the car with me to Planet Fitness. Oh, good. I'll keep you company as you're driving along. And you won't have to, you don't think about this sugary, yummy pie while you're working out. Good morning, Bonnie. Morning, Misty. Thank y'all for coming and joining me this morning. So we got that eggs and our sugar, and I've got 2 cups. I don't know if I mentioned the milk in the recipe. Did I even mention the milk? I don't think I did, but you need 2 cups of milk. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour my milk in here. And y'all, I'm gonna give you a heads up. Matt usually calls me on his lunch hour, and he said he may be a little late calling today, so I'm hoping I can get this video done before he calls. He might, if he does call, it might cut into the video, so it might, I don't know if it'll stop it, but I'll come back if I haven't finished. So I'm gonna mix in this 2 cups of milk, and then I've got a 1/2 cup of my all-purpose flour here. Go ahead and kind of sprinkle that. I'm not going to dump it all in at once because I want to try to keep the lumps at a minimum. Sarah says, praying for all on the path of the bad storms coming today. Are there storms coming? I haven't watched any news this morning. I saw a little snippet on our local channel about the, it's going to get hot this afternoon. Hey, Connie, Mama's doing great. Thank you for asking. I talked to her a little bit earlier. I took her, Friday, I went over there and I took her, I had made tacos the night before, so I took her a taco. I took her I had 2 bowls of soup that I had made earlier in the week, and I had frozen a couple for her, and I took those over, and I had some watermelon slices that I took over, so she ate good over the weekend. But wherever these storms are, yeah, y'all be safe. I just haven't gotten on TV, on the news today to check out the weather. I just know I opened the door a while ago and the humidity hit me in the head. It is so humid down here. Caroline asked, what am I making? I'm making a magic crust custard pie. Hey, Melissa, good morning. And good morning, Lori. Patricia. All right, let's put the last little bit of that flour in there. And then we just need to add our butter, our vanilla, and a little pinch of salt. I think I got all the ingredients. I'll look over my list here in just a second. Hey, Becky Ann in West Virginia. Just a pinch of salt. Hey, Rosie in Texas. And let's see, Janice and Judy. A lot of people are up, moving around. I'm up. I don't want to move around much, though, because after yesterday, whew, I did a lot. And I had bought, I had just gotten my basil in a pot. I went out there yesterday. That basil I bought down at Sassafras Nursery down at the beach. I've been taking good care of it, keeping it watered and everything. It's looking good. And I finally got it in a pot, and I had some parsley growing somewhere else, so I added that parsley to it. And y'all, I know that y'all have told me, and I've seen before, that you can use the green onions and put them in water and they'll continue to grow. Can you put them in dirt like I've got these in water now, and they've got nice, you know, because I use them for our tacos. But can I take this and put it outside in that pot with those herbs? Will they grow in dirt? Let me know. Because I buy them all the time. We love them. I know one time I made Mama a taco, and I put the works on it, cheese, olives. She doesn't like lettuce on it. And I put a bunch of green onions. And then the next time I took her one, I didn't have any green onions. And she told me, she said, well, it was good, but it wasn't as good as that first one. I said, well, I didn't have any green onions. So this last Friday when I took one over, boy, I said, Mama, I may have too many green onions on there for you. Because I piled them on. She said, nope, you didn't put too many, because she loves them. So, Charlotte says, yes. I'm assuming you're talking about the green onions, because I want to go put them out there in a pot and see if I can grow some. Matt's grown onions before, but we've never grown green onions. So Daddy used to go and dig sassafras root to make us tea. It was the most delicious tea ever. I don't know anything about that. I just know we went to the nursery named Sassafras. That's about all I know about sassafras. Let's see, Connie lives in Illinois, having heavy rain and lightning, it looks like. Annie, the onions will absolutely grow in dirt. I do it all the time. Thank you, Joyce. Well, I'm going to go stick them out there with my other herbs then, because, or I might give them their own pot, because I'll buy them and I'll keep the bottoms of them and just add them out there. But yeah, I use them all the time. Okay, I'm done whisking that thing. I'm going to whisk the fire out of it. All right, so I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And y'all, I got my vanilla sitting here because I have very little vanilla left. I thought I had just bought a whole thing of it, but I guess I didn't. I must have imagined it. But I've got to get some more vanilla. Let me put this melted butter in here. Get all of it out. All right, now, let me see, make sure I put everything in here. 4 eggs, a pinch of salt, 3/4 cup sugar, 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 cups milk, a 1/4 cup butter, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. What's that? Yeah. Bake at 350 for 45 minutes. Yep. All right, y'all, so I'm just going to kind of just get that butter and vanilla mixed in. Now, I am going to use, for the first time, y'all know I bought the new Lock and Lock pie dishes. So this, I've got my pie dish all washed up, and I did butter it. It does say to butter your pie dish, and it comes with a lid. And that's what I loved about these, because I can cover it. I don't have to get out foil or plastic wrap or anything. It has its own lid, so I'm going to cook it in that for the first time. And let's see, I need to get my oven started. I thought I had turned it on earlier, but I guess I didn't hit the button, the magic button for my magic crust custard pie. Let's see, someone said something about the onions. I'll go back and read those comments, because I want to try to have them every year like that, because we use them all the time for like salads and especially for taco night, which we have taco night once a week. So, all right, now you're going to have a few little lumps. You can put this in your blender and do it, or blend it up, and you can use a mixer, but I'm just doing it by hand. I didn't want to get out all the accoutrement. And there's someone that'll know what I'm talking about with the accoutrement. Yes, I forgot all about that. Y'all, we went out to eat with my sister and one of her friends when we were at the beach, and something came up. I don't know if her friend Brian said the word accoutrement or something, and she looked at me and she said, "What's accoutrement?" Well, I know what it is, but I couldn't think of, I said, sides, you know, like sides at a restaurant or whatever you're eating on the side. We got so tickled. It's kind of like your extra stuff, your I don't know how to say it, but we got so tickled about that. So now every time I hear the word accoutrement, I can't help but laugh and chuckle. But anyway, it's fun. It's always fun to have fun. Okay, and I'm gonna say this is good. And give it one last little whippity-whip-diddy-do. And I'm gonna pour it in. But I'm gonna leave my vanilla out here because if I don't, I'll forget to put it on my list. All right, let's pour this into this Lock and Lock pie dish. Get all this out. Now that flour is what's gonna kind of, you won't have like a crust, you'll just have like a kind of a distant crust, for lack of a better way of saying it. And I don't care if it didn't have a crust, period, because I love custard. All right. Put some water in my little bowl here. Okay. All right. So that's it, y'all. When this oven reaches temperature, I'm going to pop it in. I'm going to go ahead and cook it. I'll pop it in the refrigerator and we'll have our dessert. Not that I make dessert every time, but we'll have a dessert tonight. Matt will eat just a little sliver. He won't eat a ton. So anyway, that is our video for today. So I hope that y'all are going to have a great day. And again, if you're in the path of any of these storms, be safe, because Lord, we've had our share of them down here and they are so scary. This year we've had a pretty good season. We're pretty dry down here. I told Matt, we were walking out in the backyard Saturday, and I told him, I said, this grass sounds like it's starting to get a little crunchy. You know, you can kind of hear it when you walk on it. I hope we get some rain soon. We haven't had a whole lot of rain. So, and we need some. I have to go out every day and water my flowers and stuff, because when you invest the money in them, you don't want them to, you know, just wither away. So you have to kind of keep them up. I put a little sprinkler out. I have a little place next to the front door with some new things, some of the things we bought down at the beach. And so I put a little sprinkler there and turned it on for a few minutes, you know, in the morning to keep everything nice and happy. But yeah. It's hard to do when you don't get much rain. You know, it's hard for farmers. They don't, you know, they depend on you're at the mercy of the weather, you know. Hopefully you can have some rain. Jean says her yard is gold, not green. I know, yeah. Ours is still green, but it's a little crunchy. You have a great day too, Sarah. Well, I'm going to get off of here, y'all. Still got about 55, 35 degrees to go to get this preheated. So I'm going to pop this in. We're going to have a good supper. I'm not sure what I'm making yet. I'm leaning toward pork chops. But, what is that? It's comment. Darlene found the chuck eye steaks at Walmart today and thought of you and Matt. Yeah. Now be sure, if you do buy them, I don't usually buy my meat at Walmart, but if you do buy the chuck eye steaks, make sure you're buying the chuck eye steak, not the chuck steak. There's a difference. I have never had a tough chuck eye steak before, but I like to call them Chuckies just because I think it's cute. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll show you what this pie looks like when we slice it tonight. Bye.